less than 3 seconds now for the utter chaos, for the ultimate game as we see it happening. And now everyone's ready for the end game.
Early damage on Rayquaza, but of no win. Immediately Rayquaza restores the health, but Marcos, they're the one who started this battle in the meantime. True Rippers, are they going to answer back? The block does not work as it is intended for Rex. But in the meantime, Snowy finds one. Devesh is down. That's the Cramorant out. And now with it's a 4v5 fight, True Rippers need to be worried about because the goal difference is also not huge. Marcos still have a chance to get back in. Oh no, Daksh tried to use his Unite. I'm not too sure if he used it, but the Unite coming in from another Cliffable with the gravity, I guess, they did deliver an elimination and send him back to the base as well. And now with Kyo trying to fight for the life as the Rayquaza is trying to be melted completely, full in control. Marcos get it, and they are looking forward to getting back into the game, denying True Rippers a clean and a flawless victory in their league table.
Definitely that just happens in all of these situations, but look at that, look at the scenarios. Marcos, they have a lead for themselves. Marcos wanted this, Marcos is getting this. I mean, this is where they're enjoying it. 1-1 might just happen right now. I mean, nothing can just take away from their side. True Rippers, they are just stuck at 222. This number was supposed to be lucky for them, but all the luck just ran out as Marcos comes up with a 560 bomber. 660, you can just make that for themselves. 700 plus is where they are. True Rippers, there's no coming back from this one. They know it, but what else can they do? That's the only question, as they can just try and stay put for a while as Marcos is just gonna enjoy this.
Big Unites. They knew True Rippers will try to go for either a bottom or a top lane push, make one final last effort to get a couple of goals scored in, and they had ready their Unites. And immediately look at this, KO also gets eliminated. Gardevoir comes, huge wall, gets a 2 KO streak for himself, and on top of it, Cliffable also helping, eliminating none other than Ego. It's a done deal. Marcos seal this second round for themselves, the second game for themselves, and True Rippers, they're left wondering what went wrong, and that is their Cramorant being that first knockout in that last final stretch fight.
Let's now just witness this happening as Marcos Gaming gets it to a 1-1 scenario. This was a second game and Marcos got it for themselves. The last 2 minutes we talked about how crucial they are. We talked about how they just changed the pace of the game. Marcos knew it. Plus the best part is Marcos had already seen last week's games of True Rippers. They knew it, how they are just going to do it. And True Rippers, they got the first game, but Marcos, now they are picking up the momentum. The third game is going to be a brilliant one.
And Ocean, they knew one thing that True Rippers do not function well in is if you separate the players, and that's what they did. First Devesh, then separated Daksh, then Safe, and one after another every player got separated. Kyo got separated, Ego got separated, and the entire team got knocked out. And therefore, it is a done deal. But Kyurem, we did talk about this. Cliffable is very crucial for healing. Constantly Kyurem, especially with using the Moonlight in its moveset, was constantly trying to heal the teammate, and I think that's where it worked. And when Volk and Murem, that was Gardevoir and Delphox, joined hands together, magic happened. Things just worked out really well. We see the Psychic coming in as well as the Psyshock. On the other end, I think Mystical Fire is also what we are seeing. So Murem and Volk playing together. And then we did see Block from Rex, which kind of did not work out as it was intended to, but they still made it work because True Rippers gave them that space.
Definitely did. They definitely did give them the space that they needed, that they wanted for themselves. But this is the final stretch time in which we were just discussing. From 166, they ended it on a 700 plus note. Like, think about it. This was good. And from 6-minute marker, True Rippers was just at 222. Not even a single point conceded by them.
Look at this. The scoring chart that we are seeing from 0 to 6 minutes.
Wow!
They did not get anything through, but after the 6-minute mark, everybody tried their best. Started off with none other than Snowy and Delphox Murem coming through, and then once they got Rayquaza, the entire team ended up scoring. On the other end, True Rippers, it's complete exact opposite. In the early 6 minutes, we saw I would say early 4 minutes, okay, that we see all of them scoring, and when we come to the 6 minute, it was only Devesh, that was the Cramorant, who we saw in the previous game as well. Game 1 was constantly scoring, but after the 6 minute mark, not even a single goal we see here, Ocean.
It was just so good. But now obviously we'll move forward to the replay and we'll see what happened. I mean, this was exactly the time where True Rippers had that advantage for themselves. But MARCOS, just after that timeout, you can call it, they got a good breather, and that breather just helped them.
Yeah, and also keeping space at all times whenever MARCOS wanted to indulge themselves in fights. I think having that confidence, knowing which are the right fights to pick and how to play it, right, worked out really well for them. This bottom lane fight, not this, the next one, where they had a chance to take away the Registeel. Once they got the Registeel and then they swooped in for none other than Rayquaza, it worked out really. You can see Ego and Kyo trying and doing with all they've gotten, but they're not a ranged attacker. They cannot do AoE damage. They have kind of tried to do a player damage, and that's the reason it did not work out really well for them. True Rippers, finally an upset and finally an opponent